Well, folks, anyone who has watched my channel for any amount of time or knows me at all knows that if I was making a Mount Rushmore of the most annoying, cringe-worthy celebrities out there, then Kid Rock would absolutely have a spot on it. The dude is the absolute king of cringe, and every time he walks up to a live microphone, I'm reminded of what my grandmother used to say. She would see someone make a total fool of themselves, and she would look at me and she'd say, "Brando, I'm embarrassed for them." And that's how I truly feel anytime this guy starts talking. I cracked up a friend of mine recently when I said that Kid Rock looked like he was going to audition for an Eastbound and Down reboot. And then after I thought about that, I thought that was kind of an insult to Danny McBride, who's one of my favorite comedic writers and comedic actors out there. I wouldn't want to ruin or bastardize any of his shows with this dude's presence. But yeah, every time he walks up to a microphone, he never ceases to amaze me of how stupid he can be. And in this next clip, and I'm not going to focus on the one you may think I'm going to be focusing on about his comment about liberal women. I wouldn't even waste my time on that because nobody wants to lay that dude. And if they do, they're not someone we ever want to be around. So he's talking about Taylor Swift. And he says he respects Taylor for speaking her mind, but he thinks that Taylor is just trying to appeal to that Hollywood crowd to be Hollywood's darling. Just take a look at this.
I'll give Taylor Swift credit for at least standing up for what she believes in. I think it's garbage. I don't believe in any of it. I think she's ill-informed. She probably ought to listen to her dad a little bit more. But, you know, at the same time, she's got the balls to stand up for what she believes in, and I don't hate her for that. I don't agree with her wanting to be, I think a lot of her politics lie on wanting to be Hollywood's darling. I think that's a lot of celebrities.
So yeah, he's going to say that he thinks she's just trying to fit in. She's just trying to be part of the Hollywood crowd. Says the guy who came down here from Detroit, Michigan, came down south, waving a Confederate flag, calling himself Hank Jr.'s rebel son. That guy is going to accuse someone else of trying to fit in. Now, I know I've got a lot of new followers here on the channel, so a lot of you may not have heard me say this before, but one of my biggest problems with Kid Rock has always been that he picked up parts of our Southern culture and he bastardized parts of it that we were absolutely trying to throw into the dustbin of history. Things we were trying to move past, things we were trying to get better about, things that we were trying to improve upon. He just grabbed up those things and waved it because it's cliche to do it. And because there is an audience out there who will lap it up, and it's absolutely disgusting. And I don't care how many times he calls himself Hank Jr.'s rebel son. I don't care if Hank Jr. likes him. I don't care if they go fishing together. I don't care if they're best buddies. I don't care if he lives in a double wide in Nashville. I do not give a damn. The dude's not from here. He is a poser who came down here and made a mockery out of my people and out of my culture. And that's how that I will always feel about this dude. And when he talks about, well, I respect her because she speaks her mind, she stands up for what she believes. Yeah, I believe that Taylor stands up for what she believes, and I don't listen to her music, but I believe she's standing up for what she believes in. On the other hand, I can't say the same about Kid Rock. I can't say that I honestly believe that man, Bob Ritchie, is honestly standing up for what he believes in. Because part of me says, and I'm about to throw him a compliment, believe it or not, I've been a musician for over 25 years. Kid Rock can play instruments, Kid Rock can entertain, Kid Rock can write songs, and he can sing. Okay, I'll give him that. I'll give him that all day long. And he could have used that talent and ability to make a lot better music than the crap he just phones in to appeal to these type of people. The type of people that he just is always trying to appeal to. I will give him his due as a musician and say, yeah, the dude, does have talent. When people says he's not got any talent, I'm not going to say that he doesn't, because he does. But I truly don't know when I hear him talk. I don't believe that he actually believes the bullshit he's spewing. It comes off to me like he's playing a character. It comes off to me, like I said, like he's going to audition for an episode of Righteous Gemstones or something. It's like he doesn't come off authentic to me. It all comes off pretentious. And when people are pretentious with Southern culture, as someone who grew up here and really did come straight out of the trailer, then that's offensive to me. And I can't help it, because we were raised up down here in the South, and a lot of people may have a hard time understanding this, but we were raised up down here in the South it's always been this mentality of people from the North thinks they're better than us. We've been told that our whole lives. And no matter how progressive or no matter how liberal I may become in my views, I've always got that built into my brain that, hey, these people are talking down to you, they're making fun of you. And that's why that I never went along with Trump, because I felt like he was talking down, he was grifting, he was making fun, he was bastardizing our culture, he was getting people in my part of the world to vote against their own interest. And when I see someone like Kid Rock roll with that and go down that avenue of entertaining that crowd of people, I can't say that I honestly think he believes in the shit he's saying as much as he's seen a grift and was willing to get in on it too. That's how it comes off to me, and that's how a whole lot of people that surround themselves with Donald Trump do. That's how they come off. None of them comes off genuine. None of them comes off authentic. I never leave with a good feeling about them. I never think that they're actually standing up for what they believe in. I believe that they're cashing in on a grift. But all that being said, Kid Rock is entitled to his opinions, and he's entitled to act like a jackass, and he's entitled to pump out whatever music he wants to in this world, and people like us ain't never going to buy it. You know, I'm never going to sit here and say he should be canceled, although he thought an American company should be and tried to destroy it. I don't think that he should be canceled. I don't think that, anyone, I wouldn't say no to no one to burn his albums or anything like that. And to anyone who knew me 20 years ago, yes, I owned a copy of Devil Without a Cause, and yes, I enjoyed it. Until he went down that road of I'm Hank's rebel son. And then it's like, come on, really, dude? Do your thing. Do your thing all day long. Be the devil without a cause. Do that all day long. Be the American badass. I don't give a shit. Be that if that's what you want to be. But don't pick up that flag that we all threw in the garbage, and don't start waving it around and calling yourself a redneck, and don't start appealing to the people that we've tried so hard to distance ourselves from. It ain't easy growing up here. Patterson Hood from the Drive-By Truckers, now that's the kind of Southern music I want to hear. He's always talked about the duality of the Southern thing and how there's really good, salt-of-the-earth people here. Some of the best people you could ever meet with some of the best ideas and some of the best morals and the best values and the best principles that you could ever have. And people that will always be there for you no matter what. And while we have that, and we have music and we have food and we have culture that we could lift up and make and talk way more about than we do. We have that, but at the same time, the duality of the Southern thing over here, we just have some of the most disgusting, hateful, racist, bigoted shit that people refuse to let go of. And they just act on the absolute worst of it. And they give all of us a bad name. And we try to move away from it. And then some dude from Michigan comes down here and decides he wants to cash in on it and then accuse another musician of just trying to appeal to a crowd or phone it in. No, I had to call that one out because that's some bullshit. But I do appreciate your all's support here on the channel. I want y'all to pay attention to the news feeds on the community post on YouTube and also on the other social media sites, Facebook and, Substack, Blue Sky as well, because I have been sharing places where you can go and help out the people in Laurel County, Kentucky. That's not far from me at all. I've spent a lot of time there. Got a lot of friends there. And so we're going to be spending the next couple of days helping out up there. No, I'm not going to be videoing it because I'm not going to be trying to, capitalize on a moment like that. But I may have some guests come on here and do some videos while I'm helping out. And I will share links of places that you can help out and lift up our people and help them out of one of the most tragic times we've seen around here in years. And so I really appreciate all of you for your support and for those of you that have helped to share those things and pass them around. And I do appreciate all of you for that. So yeah, I may have a guest or two come on in the next couple of days while that we're helping out. But you all just continue to do what you do, which is you guys listen and you're fair and you're supportive. And I always say to people, support the other voices out there. There's so many good ones. Support those voices, lift them up, share their videos. And you don't have to get on here and make YouTube videos yourself, but you can easily pass around videos that you agree with to someone and say, hey, did you ever start to think of this, or did you ever maybe stop and think about this in a different way? That's all we're trying to do here. That's all we're going to keep doing. So let's just keep reaching out and helping those people that's been affected by the storms, and let's keep putting in the work for our democracy.